Gods in this game can be super influential, but they can also be such a pain in the ass. It's super annoying once you're going in and doing a full auto run and it's sending the wrong gods ultimates off at the wrong time, and it's just infuriating. So I'm going to show you a few tips to build your team and get the most out of your gods in every run. So I've done a few videos on gods before. You can go and watch those just to learn a little bit more about team makeup, what gods to actually level up. But this is about choosing the overall amount of gods that you're going to have in your team. When you go over into those accessory battles, when you get to bring 10 champs into the battle, it's not worth having every champ having an ultimate on there because you're not going to be able to do them all. And when you do auto, which you're going to want to do auto on those, you don't want to sit there and just press retry because that takes ages, or even watch it and choose your gods. Your team, if you've got a god on there that has an ultimate that you don't want to use, it's probably worth scrapping it. I know they get really good stats from some of these gods, but if it's an ultimate that you don't want them to use and they continually use it, it's pretty much holding you back. You want your team to be using the gods that you want them to use. So I'm going to use Poseidon because everyone gets Poseidon. Everyone wants Poseidon to be used. It usually, in auto, will be one that the mana regeneration will wait for, and then it will use it. So even if you've got ones that are worth 2 points or 3 points, it will usually wait until 6 and then use Poseidon. Because it's such a good god, it must just take it as the best one to use. I'm not sure how all that works on the back end. I'm not a coder and I don't know how to look into that. But then if I have a look at my Artemis, so my normal team will have the Poseidon, then I'll have Artemis in there. Sometimes I'll have Aphrodite. But that's only when I do manual. I only want her in there when I do manual because I want to pick and choose when I use her heal. If I've only got one person that has health down and I know that I'm going to get a heal from my healer very soon, I'm not going to use Aphrodite. But when I'm in automatic, they will use her because it's like, oh, someone needs health. Give me health, Aphrodite. Boom, there's 5 mana gone, and you're just missing out on using Poseidon or using 2 MP costing gods. So when we go to make up a team, we don't want all gods that have an ultimate. You want some that have a passive, and then some that have ultimates. So if we have a look at my normal team, which will bring up something in campaign, Scathy is a passive. She is continually doing what she needs to do without having to use any MP. Poseidon, Tyr, Artemis, and Isis, on the other hand, always use MP. In campaign, I'm usually doing it on manual, especially when I'm trying to grind up further, so I don't mind having 4 ultimates here because I like to pick and choose. Isis, I will use when the enemy is trying to heal themselves, and I'll hold back on the other ones. But when I'm over here in the challenge section in the Hall of Gods, where I have 10 heroes here to pick from, I don't want that on her. Because he doesn't heal. There's no use having it here. So I really hope in March, when we get to pick this team, we can choose which gods are enchanted onto which heroes in different sections of the game. And it's not like you're enchanted here, that means you're enchanted all over. I hope that you can pick and choose because it doesn't cost anything to switch them anyway. So hopefully when they build it out, you can actually pick the right ones. If I have a look here, she has Loki on her. I don't want that on there during this Hall of the Gods because I don't want 2 of her. I don't want Isis. I don't really want Aphrodite because the people that I want to stay alive anyway. So that's a waste of a heal. That's a waste. That's a waste. So all I really want is Artemis, Tyr, and Poseidon, and then Scathy on there. I know you get some extra stats, but they're kind of negligible because you're wasting MP. So I know this is kind of a long-winded conversation on just pick the right gods and try and pick more that have passives. So if we have a look at gods, we'll go through and have a look at the ones that have passives compared to the ones that are ultimates. Once you have your normal couple of gods that you put onto your heroes that you really like, it's probably worth going down and picking some of these that just have passives to level up to get a bit more stats into your team. Obviously Hades, when the enchanted hero dies, it postpones the death by 15 seconds. So you don't have any ultimates to use there. That one's really cool. Then we have this guy right here. Whenever an ally kills an enemy, absorbs the soul and increases the attack of the enchanted hero by 12% for the remainder of the battle. Cool. That's a really good ultimate as well, especially for the Hall of Gods where they send out other minions and you should be killing them, and that's a good little boost. Plus, they give you stats and it's not taking up any MP. This guy, Vidar, he just enchants one of the heroes to become a giant. Straight away, max HP is increased by 40%. Level that up, put that on one of your front heroes, one of your front tanks. Sweet. That is awesome. This one, when the enchanted hero dies, Sharon appears and deals holy damage to 40%. These are the ones that you want to be putting on your secondary heroes during the Hall of the Gods. They get a little bit of extra stats. If you just level them up to level 10, then maybe send them and put them up. It doesn't take that many of those pots to get them leveled up. You'll get heaps more stats. You'll progress further, and you will be doing the gods moves that you actually want to do. You're not wasting precious MP on stupid little gods moves that you don't want to use. If we go down the line really quickly, she uses it. She uses MP. This guy doesn't. That's another one really good to put at the front. Again, this one doesn't. Hero's attack increases by 20% whenever an allied hero dies. So again, that's not going to happen very often. It's still good to have on an ally for those extra stats and not wasting MP. So I think it's worth going through, having a look at some of these other ones and just raising them up to level 10, putting them onto your secondary heroes that are going to be in your Hall of the Gods teams. And it should give you a little bit boost. You might be able to get one more stage, which means you get higher pots, higher levels of the accessories, and then there you go. You've progressed yourself just that little bit more. As you can see, I went through and added all the gods in that have passives. We've got Vidar here, Tisthophone, however the hell you say that, Charon, Azura, and Hades. A little bit of extra stats, maybe they do a bit more damage. I'm now clearing this level easily. I can't beat the next one, but this one used to be hit and miss. Now I'm clearing it easily because the gods that are actually going to help me are doing the damage with their ultimates. These ones are just sitting in the background doing a little bit more damage, but more importantly, they're not getting in the way of those ultimates that I really want to use and those gods that are going to make a difference in a battle. So as you get further down the line, you have some more pots, start leveling them up to level 10 like I have here. Maybe you send them once, and then if I have a look at these favors, I've leveled them up, and look at that, an extra 19% of AS and MS. That comes in handy all the time. But as I said, more importantly, your good gods are doing their ultimates more often. Hopefully you get further into the game with this, and I'll talk to you soon.